get started. Carver is here. He's got it set up where we're doing YouTube live, so it's going on YouTube. I know Ivan's got it on the radio station, so we're ready to go live, everyone. So, Mark, would you open for us?
All right. I can't wait to play potting down the face and all the page on the side and stuff to the curve.
Okay. Jeff, would you lead us in an invocation, please?
Most kind and gracious, all-wise Heavenly Father, we thank you, dear Lord, for this beautiful day that you blessed us with. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for the way that we're going to conduct business tonight, Lord. We ask you, Lord, to be with us, even though we're not assembled together like we normally are. Pray, Lord, that you'll bend the minutes and help us all make the right decisions for this county. Pray, Heavenly Father, that you be with all our sick, those in hospitals, nursing homes, especially those, Lord, that have had the virus. We pray, Lord, that you give them all their most wanted help. We pray, Heavenly Father, that you make the leaders of our country, and Lord, that you be with our soldier men and women, help them, Lord, that's on foreign soil, wherever they might be stationed. Keep them safe, keep them out of harm's way. We ask you, Lord, to forgive us of all our many sins and all our mistakes that we make throughout our life. And we pray, Lord, that you look down on this county, be with our state, be with our nation, be with everybody, Heavenly Father, here tonight. And all this we ask in Jesus' precious holy name, we humbly pray. Amen.
Amen. Scott Cawthon, would you lead us in a pledge, please?
Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic that stands one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. There is liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now we'd like to ask Ms. Blackwell to call the roll, please.
Philip Snow.
Here.
Todd Gentry.
Here.
Scott Gammons.
Here.
Mike Jenkins.
Here.
Ben Bartley.
Here.
Chop Porter.
Here.
Michelle Phillips.
Here.
Justin Dyer.
Here.
Ken Whitty.
Here.
Scott Cawthon.
Here.
Tony Wicks.
Here.
Michael Slayton.
Here.
Jeff Hughes.
Here.
Barry King.
Here.
Chad West.
Here.
Kyle Petty.
Here.
Wendell Jones.
Here.
Jeray Wilmore.
Here.
Helen Hessen.
Here.
Larry West.
Here.
Okay, I want to welcome everyone tonight. Of course, it's been shown live on YouTube, and also WLCT and Wing Radio is broadcasting this live tonight. So we welcome everyone that's listening and viewing this tonight with us. This is kind of an unusual meeting for us. We're 20 commissioners, and they're having to do this by conference call tonight to meet the regulations that set forth. Of course, we have Ms. Connie Blackwell, our county clerk, is recording this, and also Michelle Day, who's my assistant, is recording this. We have our county attorney, Guy Holloman, with us tonight, and we're going to get started on our meeting. This is our legislative body meeting. Typically, our county has 2 meetings. We have a committee of a whole meeting the first Monday night of each month, that commissioners are presented with all the materials, and then they have 2 weeks to act and look at those materials and come back and act on them. Tonight they'll be reviewing the materials. They have got their packets that they've been have received on this, so we'll go through this now at this time. Next thing on the agenda is election notary public. Entertain a motion to go into election.
I got a motion. Scott Gammons makes a motion to go on election notaries.
Do I have a second? I'm sorry?
Ken Whitty second.
Ken Whitty, second. Okay, got a motion and a second. Want to do a roll call on that, please?
Philip Snow.
Aye.
Todd Gentry.
Aye.
Scott Gammons.
Aye.
Mike Jenkins.
Aye.
Ben Bartley.
Aye.
Chop Porter.
Aye.
Michelle Phillips.
Aye.
Justin Dyer.
Aye.
Ken Whitty.
Aye.
Scott Cothran,
Aye.
Tony Weeks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton,
Aye.
Jeff Hughes,
Aye.
Barry King,
Aye.
Chad West,
Aye.
Kyle Petty,
Aye.
Wendell Jones,
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore,
Aye.
Helen Hessen,
Aye.
and Larry West.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your motion?
Okay. Ms. Blackwood, you have names for us?
Okay, I have three, Logan Williams,
This is Michelle, and I will.
okay, Lee Ann Duncan,
This is Helen, I will.
and Scott Carver.
Scott Gamble will.
Do I have any more from you all?
Jeff Hughes makes a motion that nomination cease and let those mentioned by acclamation.
Second, Scott Gamble second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Due to the way we're having to conduct our meeting, we will need to make a roll call on this. So, let's do a roll call, please.
Todd Gentry,
Aye.
Scott Gammons,
Aye.
Mike Jenkins,
Aye.
Bent Bartley,
Aye.
Chop Porter,
Aye.
Michelle Phillips,
Aye.
Justin Dyer,
Aye.
Kim Whitty,
Aye.
Scott Cothran,
Aye.
Tony Weeks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton,
Aye.
Jeff Hughes,
Aye.
Barry King,
Aye.
Chad West,
Aye.
Kyle Petty, Wendell Jones,
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore,
Aye.
Helen Hessen,
Aye.
Larry West,
Aye.
Philip Snow.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, number 7 on the agenda is approve the minutes. In the packets that you received your minutes for legislative body meeting of 3/16 of 20. You also have in your packets the planning committee meetings of 2/18 of 20 and your budget committee meeting of 3/16 of 20. Have you had time to look those over, and if so, I'd entertain a motion to accept those minutes.
This is Helen, I'll make a motion to accept those minutes.
This is Philip, I'll make the second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, call roll, please.
Scott Gammons,
Aye.
Mike Jenkins,
Aye.
Bent Bartley,
Aye.
Chop Porter,
Aye.
Michelle Phillips,
Aye.
Justin Dyer,
Aye.
Kim Whitty,
Aye.
Scott Cothran,
Aye.
Tony Weeks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton,
Aye.
Jeff Hughes,
Aye.
Barry King,
Aye.
Chad West,
Aye.
Kyle Petty, Wendell Jones,
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore,
Aye.
Helen Hessen,
Aye.
Larry West,
Aye.
Philip Snow,
Aye.
Todd Gentry.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, number 8 is our budget amendments. We have 14 budget amendments tonight, so, well, actually, there's 13. Number 7 will be voided and taken up in number 9, but I'll go through those now. Budget amendment number 1 is for the library. You're decreasing your expenditures in line item 101, 56,500, 499 for other supplies and materials for $900. You're increasing expenditures in 101, 56,500, 410 custodial supplies, $250. 101, 56,500, 435 office supplies, $250, and 101, 56,500, 709 data processing equipment, $400, totaling $900. This is moving money within the budget for custodial and office supplies and data processing equipment. Budget amendment number 2 is West Macon Rescue. They're decreasing expenditures in 101-54-490-413, drugs and medical supplies, $200. 101-5490-425, gasoline, $200, which is $400. Increase in expenditures in 101-54490-196, in-service training, $400. This is moving money within the budget to attend a low rope rescue class and CPR and AED class. Budget number 3 is also for West Macon Rescue Squad. This is decreasing expenditures in 101-54-490-413, drugs and medical supplies, $300. 101-54-490-336, maintenance and repair service of equipment, $1,000. 101-54-490-410, custodial supplies, $300, totaling $1,600. Your increase in expenditures in 101-544-90-790, other equipment, that's $1,600. This is moving money within the budget for rope rescue equipment.
Mr. Chairman,
Sir?
what did they originally have in the drug? Am I looking at that right? Did they have like $1,200?
Yes, I think that's what you should be looking at, right?
Okay.
All right, budget amendment number 4 is for EMA. 101-54-410-707 is building improvements. You're decreasing these expenditures $500. 101-544-10355 travel, decreasing that $300, totaling $800. He's increasing expenditures in 101-544-104-425 of gasoline, $500. 101-544-410-435 office supplies, $300, totaling $800. That's moving money within the budget. Budget amendment number 5. Budget amendment number 5, election commission. This is decreasing revenues in 101-44-170, miscellaneous revenues. This is grant funds that have come in at $1,763.98 total available funds. Increase in expenditures 101-51-500-719, office equipment $1,763.98. This is for purchasing a new computer. It was a computer grant in election commission. Budget amendment number 6 is a resolution, for Parks and Fair Board nonprofit organizations. You're decreasing fund balance in 101-39000 fund balance of $1,500, and you're increasing expenditures 101-56-700-316 for contributions to the Macon County Fishing Team, $1,500. That's a donation that you approved in a previous meeting for the Macon County Fishing Team. That is a fund balance request. Number 7, like I said, just void that one. It was taken up in another one. Budget amendment number 9. Right now we're in budget amendment number 8. It's for the election commission. This is decreasing expenditures in 101-51-500-168 for temporary personnel, $2,000. And the increase in expenditures 101-51-500-719, office equipment, $2,000. This is moving money to pay for the laptop and printer for remote voting, and it will be reimbursed by a grant, he states. Budget amendment number 9 is from the Property Assessor's Office. This is decrease in revenues of 101-44-170, miscellaneous revenues. This is insurance recovery, $3,507.80, and 101-52-300-718 is motor vehicles, $500, totaling $4,007.80. You're increasing expenditures in 101-52-300-338, maintenance and repair services of vehicles for $4,007.80. This was an insurance check, and then we had to pay the deductible for an accident that they had with the Jeep Cherokee. So we are getting that recovered. All we had to pay was $500.
Mayor Jones,
Yes.
Jeffy, you just got a question about that.
Okay.
I thought he had a pickup truck that we had bought for him to use.
Now, Codes has pickup truck, this is for the property assessor, he has a Jeep Grand Cherokee that was bought.
Okay, I thought I seen him in a truck, but I'm sorry.
Okay, no, he got a Jeep Grand Cherokee, on that.
Okay.
All right. Budget amendment number 10 is going to be other facilities at the Justice Center. This is one we're having to do because of the utility bills there. We're decreasing revenues, and this is a transfer out, transfer in type thing that we're bringing out of debt service, the funds brought in by prisoner board. So we're decreasing revenues 151-46915, contracted prisoner board restricted funds of $33,000. We're increasing expenditures in 151-99-100-590 for a transfer out of $33,000. This is just moving the money from debt service to general funds, so Justice Center for the water and sewer. Budget amendment number 11 then is going to be other facilities in Justice Center. This is 101-49-800, transfers in, be bringing that $33,000 in. Increase in expenditures 101-51-810-454, water and sewer of $33,000. That's moving the money from debt service to general fund. Justice Center, this is for the water and sewer that we're going to be overspent before the end of the year, so we're trying to balance that up. Budget amendment number 12 is Register of Deeds. This is out of restricted funds. It's 101-34-510, restricted funds of $4,000, and she's putting it into increased expenditures for 101-51-600-709. It's data processing, $4,000, and this is moving money for her BIS data processing. Budget amendment number 13 is for EMS. It's decreasing expenditures in 101-55-130-335, maintenance and repair services of buildings, $20,000. Increase in expenditures 101-55-130-390 for other contracted services, $20,000. This is moving, excuse me. This is moving money for the Digitech billing software. The previous software that we were using, they collected the money, the company did, A&B, and then took their percentage out of it and gave us a check. This company we're getting all the money up front, and we're having to pay that back, then the percentage that is on that. So that's the reason we're having to do a budget amendment to put money in there. Next year's budget will have to show that in it also, that we pay it back. And just FYI for you on that, collections seem to be doing much better with the new billing company.
Hey Steve, this is Ken Williams.
Yes.
I'm looking at the budget book and they don't look like they got the 40,000 in there if I'm reading it right.
Your budget book would reflect a previous budget amendment that we did move. I think it was about $40,000 that we moved in that budget. So what we're having to do is take it back out of it. But your budget book wouldn't show that at this time.
I must not be reading like that. I apologize.
No problem. You'd be able to look back into your previous package. You should be able to see a budget amendment out of EMS for I think it's approximately $40,000.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, good question, no problem. Budget amendment number 14 is going to be circuit court clerk. And this is decreasing restricted funds 101-34510 for courtroom security, $21,433.61. Increase in expenditures 101-53-100-709 data processing, $21,433.61. This is putting remote video arrangement equipment in the courtroom security. This is using the restricted funds that are dedicated for that type of stuff, those type of applications. So that's what that one is for. Those are your budget amendments. I'd entertain a motion first to accept those budget amendments.
Mr. Tony Wicks, I'll make a motion.
I'll second it, this Helen.
Okay, we've got a motion, Tony Wicks, second by Helen Hessen to approve. Is there any discussion over any of those budget amendments now? If not, If not, call a roll, please.
Mike Jenkins. Mike Jenkins.
Mike Jenkins?
Benton Bartley.
Aye.
Chop Porter.
Aye.
Michelle Phillips.
Aye.
Justin Dyer.
Aye.
Ken Whitty.
Aye.
Scott Cochran.
Aye.
Tony Wicks.
Aye.
Michael Slayton.
Aye.
Jeff Hughes.
Aye.
Barry King.
Aye.
Chad West.
Aye.
Kyle Petty.
Aye.
Wendell Jones.
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore.
Aye.
Helen Hessen.
Aye.
Larry West.
Aye.
Philip Snow.
Aye.
Todd Gentry.
Aye.
Scott Gammons.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, number 9 under resolutions and proclamations. Your first one is 3-30, 2020, USDA Resolution Form 1942-47. County Attorney has requested that we wait until we have hopefully a meeting where everyone is here to do that. Would you like to make a comment on that?
I just want to mention to everybody that under the state law that determines how we can conduct meetings when we all can't be present, indicates if it's going to be an electronic meeting, we may have to get approval of that meeting in advance, like 30 or 45 days, which obviously before this meeting, knowing what we were going to have to do, we didn't have the time to do that. So in order to make sure that our meetings are official, I'll be sending in to the state our meeting format to have a formal meeting, and if they approve the format that we utilize tonight, then if we are required or if it's necessary that we have a meeting electronically next month, we'll have one that's approved and we could do it that way. Otherwise, we would have to have a meeting where we are meeting in person in order to have the proper public participation that might be required for that. So that's why we're going to wait till the May meeting and then see if we either, one, get approval to conduct that meeting electronic in that format, and if we do, then we can do it then, or till we can all meet together.
So what we'd like to do is entertain a motion to defer that resolution until a later meeting.
Marty makes that motion. Make the motion.
All right, we got, who made it first?
Yeah, Ben.
Ben Bartley.
Ben Bartley made the motion, who seconded it?
Ken Woody.
Ken.
I'll wait a second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? If not, I'll call a roll, please.
Benton Bartley.
Aye.
Chop Porter.
Aye.
Michelle Phillips.
Aye.
Justin Dyer.
Aye.
Ken Whitty.
Aye.
Scott Cochran.
Aye.
Tony Wicks.
Aye.
Michael Slayton.
Aye.
Jeff Hughes.
Aye.
Barry King.
Aye.
Chad West.
Aye.
Kyle Petty.
Aye.
Wendell Jones.
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore.
Aye.
Helen Hessen.
Aye.
Larry West.
Aye.
Philip Snow.
Aye.
Todd Gentry.
Aye.
Scott Gammons.
Aye.
Mike Jenkins.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, number 2 is 4-33, 2020, Child Abuse Prevention Proclamation. And I'll read this for you. Child Abuse Prevention Month Proclamation for 2020. Whereas child abuse is a serious and growing problem affecting more than 3.2 million of our nation's children annually, and as reported by the Department of Children's Services in 2019, approximately 500 investigations were made locally affecting a conservative estimate of 1,000 children. And whereas child abuse respects no racial, religious, class, or geographic boundaries, and in fact has been declared a national emergency. And whereas children have the right to feel safe in their own homes and to be provided every opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive, child abuse violates a child's dignity, security, vulnerability, and humanity. And whereas by strengthening families and providing safe, stable, and nurturing environments that are free from violence, abuse, and neglect, opportunities are created for children's optimal growth and success, ensuring a secure future for other communities where the needs of children are a priority and the needs of families are met. And whereas April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month, a time to remember the victims of child abuse and recognize that we each can play a part in promoting the social and emotional well-being of children and families in our communities, we renew our commitment to break the cycle of violence, strengthen support for all who have been affected, and empower our young people with the best we have to offer. And whereas our county is served by various effective child abuse prevention programs which succeed due to the partnerships created among families, social service agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and business community. Now therefore, we, the Macon County and legislative body of Macon County, do hereby proclaim April 2020 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in our city and county, and call this observance to the attention of our citizens this 20th day of April 2020. Entertain a motion to accept that Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Make that motion, Ms. Allen.
Michael Slayton, second.
Motion by Ms. Hessen, second by Michael Slayton. Call roll, please.
Chalk Porter,
Aye.
Michelle Phillips,
Aye.
Justin Dyer,
Aye.
Ken Whitty,
Aye.
Scott Cochran,
Aye.
Tony Wicks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton,
Aye.
Jeff Hughes,
Aye.
Barry King,
Aye.
Chad West,
Aye.
Kyle Petty,
Aye.
Wendell Jones,
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore,
Aye.
Helen Hessen,
Aye.
Larry West,
Aye.
Philip Snow,
Aye.
Todd Gentry,
Aye.
Scott Gammons,
Aye.
Mike Jenkins,
Aye.
Benton Bartley.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Motion carries.
Okay, number 3 on our agenda, 4-34 2020, is our Fair Housing Proclamation. I'll read this one. Macon County, Tennessee, proclamation by the mayor. Whereas the strength of our nation and all of its states flows from the promise of individual equality and freedom of choice, and whereas the 52nd anniversary of the enactment of Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, the federal fair housing law during the month of April is an occasion for Americans individually and collectively to rededicate themselves to the principle of freedom of choice and to participate in efforts to eliminate vestiges of housing discrimination wherever they exist. This law guarantees for each citizen that critical personal element of freedom of choice and selection of the home, and whereas fair housing is the policy of Macon County and implementation of that policy requires positive commitment, involved, and support of each of our citizens. And whereas Macon County is to provide leadership in the effort to make fair housing not just an idea, but an ideal for all our citizens. And whereas barriers that diminish the rights and limit the options of any citizens will ultimately diminish the rights and limit the options of all. Now therefore, I, Steve Jones, Mayor, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2020 as Fair Housing Month in Macon County, and do urge all citizens to join me in reaffirming the obligation and commitment to fair housing opportunities for all. And this is in witness thereof, I have to set my hand and cause the official seal of Macon County on this 20th day of April 2020. Steve Jones. I actually did this on the first day of April, and I'd ask that you a motion to ratify this proclamation, please.
I'll make a motion. Jeff Hughes, second.
Justin Dyer.
Justin Dyer made the motion, Jeff Hughes second. Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Michelle Phillips,
Aye.
Justin Dyer,
Aye.
Ken Whitty,
Aye.
Scott Cawthorn,
Aye.
Tony Wicks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton,
Aye.
Jeff Hughes,
Aye.
Barry King,
Aye.
Chad West,
Aye.
Kyle Petty,
Aye.
Wendell Jones,
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore,
Aye.
Helen Hessen,
Aye.
Larry West,
Aye.
Philip Snow,
Aye.
Todd Gentry,
Aye.
Scott Gammons,
Aye.
Mike Jenkins,
Aye.
Benton Bartley,
Aye.
Chop Porter.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, number 10, School Director, Mr. Bowles, are you on the line with us? I don't think he's on tonight, okay. Road Supervisor, Mr. Audie Cook, I think you are wanting me to read this request that you have. I know a few weeks ago, you passed a motion that authorized me to go to do whatever was necessary to deal with the COVID-19 as far as any activities or procedures that we need to do in the county. But the auditors have asked Audie to put this together and have it passed by the county commission. It says, as of April 16th, 2020, equipment fringe benefit policy, this is addendum number 1 for COVID-19. The Macon County Highway Department Road Supervisor has implemented a temporary policy due to the COVID-19 stay-in-place order by the governor. All truck drivers and equipment operators will be driving their assigned truck equipment home. The employee is to leave his home and report to the job site. This is to reduce the contact of reporting into the office and prevent possible spreading of the virus. Each employee has been informed the truck equipment is for county use only and cannot be used for private use while at their homes. This policy will end when the governor removes the stay-in-place order. This is what the auditors are requesting. County Attorney, Sheriff, would you like to say anything on that?
The main thing is, as you all know, there's a statute out there that prevents Audie from offering any additional private benefits to any employees or the public that's not otherwise allowed. And it could be interpreted that allowing the employees to drive the vehicles home would be an employee benefit. And so this takes care of Audie and reflects that he's not giving them a private benefit, but this is just a reaction to the COVID-19 virus to help prevent it. And it's a smart thing to do as well.
Now, this wasn't in your packet. This came too late, and I apologize. It's just, we got it. We didn't have it in the packet. We'd already sent the packets out. Sent those out Tuesday. I think most of you just got them today, so that is in there. But I'd entertain a motion to accept this if that's the will of the body. Do we get a motion? Ken Whitty, was that you?
Yes, sir.
Ken Whitty made the motion. Helen Hessen. Who seconded it? Larry?
Barry.
Barry? Okay, Barry King second. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? If not, roll call, please.
Justin Dyer,
Aye.
Ken Whitty,
Aye.
Scott Cawthorn,
Aye.
Tony Wicks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton,
Aye.
Jeff Hughes,
Aye.
Barry King,
Aye.
Chad West,
Aye.
Kyle Petty, Wendell Jones,
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore,
Aye.
Helen Hessen,
Aye.
Larry West,
Aye.
Philip Snow,
Aye.
Todd Gentry,
Aye.
Scott Gammons,
Aye.
Mike Jenkins,
Aye.
Benton Bartley,
Aye.
Chop Porter,
Aye.
Michelle Phillips.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Hey, Steve, this is Barry. Got a question and a comment.
Okay.
Comment is just, I was out Fort Wayne the other day, and I seen where they probably just got done painting that. It looks good out there. Just want to make that comment and got a
question, if he has any idea when Carter Branch or Taylor Branch will get worked on?
We should be working on Carter Branch within the next week or so. We start basing on it, get it all Jim.
Okay, okay. Well, I've had a lot of people ask me, I was just trying to keep on top of that, like I told before. But, okay, thanks, Audie.
Anything else?
No, sir.
All righty, next we got the sheriff. Sheriff, do you have anything?
No, not other than that budget amendment you had there for the food that we'll have to put in the first week or first meeting in May. Right, get that to you, those packets out.
Right, that's not a problem. We will be bringing back a budget amendment, and this is one of the things that we passed, basically, say, when you gave me the authority, it's obvious, when he's got prisoners in jail, he's gotta have food, and when his budget is run over, he's gonna have to do a budget amendment, so I've authorized him to go ahead and order the food, and we will be bringing you a budget amendment back in May for that. But, Sheriff, I don't think you've not had a COVID-19 case out there, have you?
Hope we don't.
Okay. I know y'all have you worked with the county attorney and, worked out a plan, and y'all done great out there. I wanna commend you for what you've done at the Justice Center and trying to keep this down and not let it get into the prison, the inmates.
We'll probably have court 7 days a week when it is over, but it's good now.
Right. Okay, you don't have anything else, then we'll go to under the county mayor. I have talked with the school director and some of the other elected officials about this. What I think, and I've talked with CTASC, with Wesley Robson, I've talked with the auditor about it, at the comptroller's office, talked with Steve Osborne, and everybody is in pretty well the same agreement that we'll look at, I'm gonna request that you pass the same budget as amended for the 2020, 2021, with the exception of things that we have to increase that have increased. I know elected officials are involved in that, but I talked with the comptroller's office, and they said we had to do that. I think it's 1.5% on that, but I asked them if we could not do that, but they said that was law. We had to include that. We'll have some insurance rates going up. But what I'd like to do, if it's the will of this body, is for now suspend any of the further, any future budget meetings. Let us put the budget together in the office with the changes, and then have a budget amendment toward the end of May or 1st of June. We'll do a budget committee meeting, go through it, and hopefully we can get it passed. They would like, the comptroller's office is requesting that we have a budget in by June the 30th. I've talked with Mr. Bowles. He feels like he can get us a budget, based it on the same budget that we've had this year. And then maybe at the around December, we'll look at our budget. If there's any way that we can look for employees, if there's any kind of benefits or any kind of revenues available there, we can look at possibly a bonus for the employees then. But right now, we're just trying to hold everything at where it's at, put a budget through that's the same. So I'd like to get the will of the body on that. See, anyone have any comments, or would you want to accept a motion for us to approach the budget for the 2021 year in that respect?
Steve, this is Tim. We had a question.
Yes.
Several people that you up to the organization is looking for, they put on the budget committee, on the budget for, donations and stuff like that. Obviously, we're not gonna be able to do that if we're keeping it the same as last year. Is that correct?
Well, what I'd like to do is bring back a budget. The ones that you've approved this year, you've already done a budget amendment for those. Just go ahead and put them back in there and carry on with the same budget as amended.
Okay.
And then anyone that wants to come before you after the budget year, after we get into the budget year, you just allow them to come before you on a one-on-one basis. that's the best I know to do, for the county to try to, we don't know what revenues are gonna be, short. We may have to adjust, and make some cuts. If so, I'll work with the department heads to make the cuts and bring them back to you. I think we'll be okay, but, I know highway department is the one that's probably gonna, have the biggest problem because of the gas tax. They operate with gas tax, and so we're gonna have to look and see what to do on that. We're gonna have to see, and this is a prime example of why we have to have a healthy fund balance in there, is when at the end of the year, or when something like this comes about, you've gotta operate, and you've gotta have enough money in there to operate. Today, our cash flow is a little over $3 million, but it depending on what comes in the next, 4 months, or 4 to 6 months, that will be going down. You don't know what checks will be coming in, and what I am doing is I'm sending out a letter. I can't control what elected officials do other than what they've got in their budget, but I am going to be asking all of the department heads in 101 to not be purchasing anything without, it's a need. We're not anything that they can do without right now. We'll just do without it, and we'll look at the budget and as on a monthly basis and see how it goes.
Steve,
Yes, Ms. Ellen.
I think you're on the right track. I'll make the motion that's what we'll do.
Okay.
I think that's what we need to do, really.
Steve,
Look at it.
I'll give you a second.
Look at it when you get it together, and then we'll, like you said, if we got some extra, maybe a bonus, if we have to cut, we just gotta do what we gotta do. I think you're on the right track.
Unfortunately, you're correct, Helen. We just gotta look at it and watch what our budget, watch what our revenues coming in, what our expenditures are.
Right.
But this, I've talked with Steve Osborne at the comptroller's office, and talked with Wesley Robinson, and I've talked with Mr. Bowles at the schools. Of course, that's the biggest budget we've got. And I've talked with him, and he feels like that's a workable solution for them. So
I think that's what we need to do, yeah.
okay, so
I'll make that motion that we do that.
all right, we got a motion, and we had a second by Philip Snow. Any further discussion on that? If not, call a roll, please.
Ken Whitty,
Ken Weedy?
Aye.
Scott Cawthorn,
Aye.
Tony Wicks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton,
Aye.
Joe Hughes,
Aye.
Barry King,
Aye.
Chad West,
Aye.
Kyle Petty,
Aye.
Wendell Jones,
Aye.
Jeray Wilmore,
Aye.
Helen Hessen,
Aye.
Larry West,
Aye.
Philip Snow,
Aye.
Todd Gentry,
Aye.
Scott Gammons,
Aye.
Mike Jenkins,
Aye.
Benton Bartley,
Aye.
Chop Porter,
Aye.
Michelle Phillips,
Aye.
Justin Dyer.
Aye.
Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, it's not on your agenda, but I've got a number 2 here that I was just wanting, it's come up that we're having to do. You really missed the sheriff when you talk about this. I think, Mark, y'all were mowing over 40 acres, or roughly close to 40 acres of yards for us, and we have had to take those up now because we don't have the inmate labor out there to be able to do it because of COVID-19. So we have got about 3 different vendors or people mowing our grass right now. We've got the funds in the budget. We'll be taking out of the budget, so it should be okay. But we are continuing to have to mow these yards and keep the grass cut. But we do miss the prisoners being able to do that. I don't think people realize that enough.
Aye.
But that's just more of a an FYI for you, I don't think we need a motion on that. I would just want to let you know what's going on and what we're having to do. There's about 3 different groups mowing on the grass now. Nobody is able to do all of it. Yes, Ken? Ken Whitty?
Yeah, do we have an approximate cost of what that is?
No, I don't. I don't have any idea. It just depends on how long we have to do it before, the inmates are able to start doing it again. Hopefully within a month, they'll be back out, maybe able to mow, but we'll just have to see, what the governor says. I've got something here I'm gonna tell you in just a minute about what the governor put out this evening that I got this afternoon. But, we had somebody else ask a question there. Who was it?
Yeah, it was me there, Barry King.
Okay, Barry.
I just want to basically make the same comment, we're mowing the fairground, so you really don't know how much they do for you until you have to do it yourself, so, but we're out there mowing the fairground, so, we also miss the inmates.
Right.
Now, I also remember, they lose a lot of it,
That's, I know. They do, but anyway, just want to let you know what's going on. We're also, you passed several months ago about the fire alarm system and security system in this courthouse. We had put that off. It is probably going to be 6 months to a year before we're actually doing any construction here. And so we've already got the approval and everything, but I've let Provincia, which here do the security system, to go ahead. I talked with the other elected officials in the courthouse. Everybody's in agreement that they thought this was a good time this week to install that, and they're going to put the wiring in and just leave enough slack. If they have to change anything, they can. But it concerns me of not having any kind of fire alarm system in here, because we have a risk there that I think the citizens would frown on us for not having a fire alarm system in this building if something happened and it burnt. But anyway, the commissioners have passed this already, I think several months ago, and I told you I was going to wait on it, but because there's no one in the building right now, we're going ahead with that. Just to let you know, it seems like everything is going well. Of course, all the buildings have been shut down to public access, but it's continuing business as usual, emails, mail, and phone calls. The drop box that's in the trustee's office, they're continually dropping letters and mail in there, going to each department, and that is working good. So the extension on the license, I know that Ms. Black was concerned that when they do release the back to work order, that she'll be overwhelmed with people, and we're looking on how to control that, to keep maybe just 3 people going in her office at a time, to keep we'll still need to be doing the social distancing, so we're going to work on that. But that's what's taking place. Now, just trying to give you an update on that. Number 14, under the reports for building codes, impact fee report, and animal control report, I'd just like to request that to be deferred to May's meeting on those 2 reports.
I'll make that motion, Barry King.
I second it, Alan.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? If not, roll call, please.
Scott Cothran,
Aye.
Tony Weeks, Michael Slayton,
Michael Slade? Okay.
Jeff Hughes, Barry King, Chad West, Kyle Petty, Wendell Jones, Jeray Wilmore, Ellen Hessen, Larry West, Philip Snow, Todd Gentry, Scott Gammons, Ike Jenkins, Benton Bartley, Chuck Porter, Michelle Phillips, Justin Dyer, and Ken Whitty. Would anyone like to change your vote? Motion carries.
Okay, I have a letter that I received, a memo this afternoon, and I'd like to read to you. This is for immediate release. This is for April the 20th, 2020. This is from Governor Lee's, announces a safer at home order will expire April 30th. Tennessee begins phased reopening next week. So this is out of Nashville, Tennessee. Today, Governor Bill Lee announced the order of Tennesseans to remain at home will expire April the 30th, with the vast majority of businesses in 89 counties allowed to reopen on May 1st. Our Economy Recovery Group is working with industry leaders around the clock so that some businesses can open as soon as Monday, April the 27th, said Governor Lee. These businesses will open according to specific guidance that we will provide in accordance with state and national experts in both medicine and business. The Lee administration will work with Shelby, Madison, Davidson, Hamilton, Knox, and Sullivan counties in their health departments as they plan their own reopen strategies. While I am not extending the safer at home order past the end of April, we are working directly with our major metropolitan areas to ensure that they are in a position to reopen as soon and safely as possible, said Lee. Social distancing works, and as we open our economy, it will be more important than ever that we keep social distancing as lives and livelihoods depend on it. The Economy Recovery Group, ERG, composed of 30 leaders from the public and private sector, is crafting guidance to assist businesses in a safe reopening. The industry representatives participating in the ERG collectively represent over 140,000 Tennessee businesses that employ over 2.5 million Tennesseans. So he put that out this afternoon, and we will look and see how things are going as far as our next meeting on first Monday night. Hopefully, I'm not sure if we'll have to do this again. We'll just have to see how everything's going, and also hopefully by our legislative body meeting in May, we'll be able to have that meeting back here. But let's see how it goes. We've been safe so far. We've done good. We want to keep Macon County, just to comment on Macon County. As of last week, I was given a figure in the neighborhood of 4,000 tests have been done in the Upper Cumberland Health Department region. About 500 of those were from Macon County. So out of 14 counties, we've been doing our part in testing. We have had, I think today, I was looking, there was 34 positives. We've had 3 deaths in Macon County, so we have definitely not been immune from it, but we are handling it well. I just want to commend, as we're live on the radio and streaming this, that I'd like to commend our county commission, our elected officials, and the citizens of Macon County for what they've done to help keep safe. I know everyone is wanting to get back to work, but we want to make sure that we get back in a safe manner and that we do not have any more deaths in our county. So at this time, I've got one more motion that needs to be made.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion?
Okay.
Ms. Sessom made a motion to adjourn. Who made the second?
Ready.
Ken Whitty made a second. And we'll get a roll call on that.
Tony Wicks,
Aye.
Michael Slayton, Joe Hughes, Barry King, Chad West, Kyle Petty, Wendell Jones, Jeray Wilmore, Helen Hessen, Larry West, Philip Snow, Todd Gentry, Scott Gammons, Mike Jenkins, Ben Bartley, Chop Porter, Michelle Phillips, Justin Dyer, Ken Whitty, and Scott Cochran. Would anyone like to change your vote?
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be considered to be adjourned. I just want to say thank you, each one of you, for working with me on as we go through this, and say God bless you, God bless Macon County, and God bless America.